1 second. We're live. We're live. Okay, keep going. Let me turn this light. Here we go. I guess I gotta come up.
Papa don't take no mess. I don't know what's that all about. Long day.
It's time, it's time, it's time. Papa don't take no mess.
We don't own the rights to this music, but we sure enjoy jamming.
We do like it.
That's some good music.
It's become our
JB
mantra.
was the man.
It's become our music that we enjoy so much. Let me get this little ticker coming off. What's up with you guys? How was your weekend?
Take no mess.
Okay. Well, today it's March the 26th.
25th, baby.
25th. Oh, I done skipped the whole day. My mom got stuff for me to do tomorrow. Maybe that's what it is. And so every Monday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Y'all know what? Let me see who this is called. Y'all know we got GodFidence right now. I don't know why you're trying to. We got GodFidence going on right now. I'm not sure why you calling during our show. But can you call us back?
You know better.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Just your enemy, the devil. It's something
interrupting our show. What is happening? Okay, baby, let me hide the ticker here. And what's going on? Dr. Queen herself, who stopped me in the house of the Lord.
Okay.
Tell me she done got love. All the single ladies are getting married. All the single ladies.
All right.
What's going on, Angela and Demetria, Georgiana, Dix? Georgiana, you named after your dad, ain't you? I know. We know them signs.
Yeah.
You've been. What's going on, Yvonne Holmes and
Patrick
Pat?
Henderson,
Yes.
the good Dr. Reverend from
Yes.
Mississippi.
Mm-hmm. So, babe,
Yeah.
I feel like
Yvonne, when I was most faithful.
She is. I'm trying to check out myself. I
Oh.
feel like I need a little sleep. I feel like I got a little back. Let me take my glasses, baby. Can you hold on just a second? Let me get my whole broadcast stuff together. Maybe it's just my glasses. Ooh,
you know you're on live, right?
Look how them look in the mirror. Look how that little accent.
I don't have to look. I can look right at you.
You can't. Y'all, let me tell y'all something real quick about my baby. I have never met anybody who is so persnickety. If you don't know what persnickety is, it is a person like Fuller who is very detail oriented, and he likes things a certain way. When he gets up in the middle of the night, you guys, full of goals, he'll go to the restroom, and then he goes and puts mouthwash in his mouth and gargles. And comes back in the bed, and he smells like he's gargled with Listerine. And meanwhile, I smell like a dragon. Perhaps. But he goes
opposite attract.
So he's sitting right here, and I'm thinking, I need to put that in my, because Fuller smelling this all good. I'm like, what? Fuller, you better go ahead on and do the thing. So you guys, Papa don't take no mess. Okay, baby, let's get it.
Well, somebody told me, said, "Oh, what you got on? You smell good."
Mm-hmm.
But
yes,
I take pride in looking good and smelling good for my baby.
Yes, he does. He does the most. And so, anywho, you guys, we are ready to get started with GodFidence. Today is Monday. And wow, I told Fuller just a second ago, I said, where has the time gone? It is now the 25th. 25th? 25th of March.
25th.
Yeah. So,
that's right.
Yeah. So I was sharing with Fuller yesterday, and I try to move forward every year. And then I kind of, just Fuller said, darling, you were just tossing and turning. I didn't know what was going on with you. Yesterday marked the 10th year, and I can't even believe it, 10th year anniversary of David's passing, my late husband. And so, of course, the kids, they didn't say anything, but Austin reminded me. And so I just, Fuller said, you all right? And I said, yeah, I'm good. At some point in life, we won't ever forget.
Right.
We just
right.
mark that day. It's kind of like 9/11.
Right.
Like Jean's birthday,
right.
9/11.
Right.
And, so much stuff happened during that time. It'll be a day you never forget. But, baby, we got a lot to talk about, don't we?
Yeah. You're talking about why did I get married?
Yeah.
But I want to go into the more foundation of first, if I may. Psalms 82, it says that all the foundation of the earth is shaken. That means it's unstable, off course. And what I mean by that is the reason Christian marriage struggles so, we try to mix God's way and the world's way into our marriage. But we're Christians. Mm-hmm. So our Christian marriage should emulate God and what God planned and purpose for marriage. Original plan. And anytime you get away from the original plan, you get farther away from the joy and the intent for God, how He meant it to be. Yep. And I just wrote a couple things down real briefly here. The first thing is God is love. Mm-hmm. God is love. And then it says John 3:16. That's 1 John 4. John 3:16. I'm gonna make it quick. God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. Mm-hmm. So that lets me know that God, everything away from God, everything about God is away from Him. Mm-hmm. He blessed them. He told them to be fruitful, to multiply. He empowered them. He gave us power through the Holy Spirit. Everything away from God's giving. He's God giving, and we need to imitate that in our relationships and being Christian marriage. He said it's not good for man to be alone. Mm-hmm. And so He took a rib from Adam, and He took a rib from Adam and created another self. He took from himself, man himself, me-self, and created another self. Mm-hmm. So me-self love myself, and myself love me-self, and Fuller loves fuller. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to create something in our marriage that God didn't intend it to be. Just like we've been teaching religious all the time. We're teaching on the law. Then we're teaching grace and law. And then, but we're on the grace. The law is the old way of doing things, and that's the way the world is. The world try to influence us the way we should treat our spouse and the way we should act, tell us how to act as a Christian. But they don't know nothing about being a Christian. So the whole foundation is shaken. So we need to get back to the basic, and that is love. And there's nothing about God that is selfish. And that's why we shouldn't be selfish. And the reason we have a lot of problems in our marriage because we're selfish. And we're trying to get things done my way. So do you want to be righteous or right? Do you want to win an argument, or do you want to reconcile in talking and communicating?
Can I ask a question real quick? I got
Sure.
2 questions. Okay, so on the live stream, you guys, are we good? I want to make sure that we're not frozen. Ronaldo jumped in and said, "Uh-oh, did they freeze?" And then I saw Demetria made a comment. Some other people made some comments. So I want to make sure we're good to go. That's good. Okay, so Dr. Queen commented. And so you guys give us some thumbs up to let selfless. Okay, so we're good. You guys can see us. We're not frozen, right? Give me thumbs up. Do something. So we're just going to kind of check in on you guys. Just kind of pause.
Blackwell. Hey, Will Smith. What's going on, man? The good pastor, good doctor.
That ain't Will Smith. Will Smith?
No. That's my other friend.
Okay. Ooh, I bet you got. I bet you got some backlash after that whole.
Ronaldo.
Right. I know you got some backlash. Can I say this real quick?
George Davis. Huh?
So I do have two comments in. So one is Demetria's birthday weekend. So she celebrated. She went to some concerts and did all of that. And try to show out and be grown.
Okay.
So
be grown.
Happy birthday, Demetria. And then the second thing you said in Christian marriages. So what about those that are not Christian? How does God see those? I mean, not that you're the expert on everything, right? But I mean, I know some people watch on here. Most of them are probably people we know that have a Christian denomination, but then there's some that don't. So, I mean, you got any thoughts on?
Oh, you talking about other religion?
Yeah.
Or you just talking about? Well, most religions have some basic principle as Christians when it comes down to
similar principles.
Similar principles when it comes down to marriages and principles of life. They just don't believe what we believe. And we believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. And we believe in each other.
Yo, let me tell y'all something. This doggone Fuller right here, Fuller got some very definite features. And when I be looking at him, I be like, look at my baby's lips. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all didn't even get on there. But I just be looking at him. I mean, he's got his mouth has edge to he has a very structured face. Okay, baby, I'm sorry. I interrupted. Right. I start listening, looking at his lips and stuff. So go ahead. I know. I mean, I was okay. So anyway, so we're talking about why did we get married? Demetria, let me hide your comment. You're talking about what your husband is gonna be good. Demetria already receiving. Yes, ma'am. Receive. So let me ask you then, why did you get married for a second time? And I'll tell you why I got married.
That's the second time. That's a lot to unravel. But anyway, I'll excuse me 1 minute.
Yeah. So that is a lot. Fuller got to go blow his nose. I think I made him. I have to go blow his nose because I looked over. Fuller looked like his eyes was watering, nose was running, and I'm like, what's happening over here? I think all that little love notes and stuff I was saying.
They know this broadcast is real because we ain't putting on.
No, I was like, I looked over there. I was like, grab a napkin for your nose, for your eyes.
I'm trying to wait till you finish so that I can go over there. But anyway, look.
Now, Demetria, you take your hand off the keyboard because you be writing a lot.
The reason that I got married the second time. Well, first of all, I enjoyed my first marriage. And I enjoyed, I'm going to use the word institution, but I don't mean like stagnant or statue. But I enjoyed being married. I enjoyed the fellowship, the friendship, the camaraderie, the traveling together, shopping together, having someone to come to when you are away, somebody to call and share some good news, like I did with you when after Jean had passed, and Pastor Dollar told me you're gonna give me this show called called Life, and I wanted to share that excitement with somebody, and I had no but one to share that with, and so most people that own the watch for a while, they know I like shopping, and I like buying things for my spouse. I enjoy doing it. I probably shop more for my spouse than I do myself.
And I have to tell y'all, I know some of the ladies be like, darling, come on. Look, Fuller, I have to tell Fuller, babe, please don't buy me nothing else. Please don't buy, because he buys so much and he wants to. He always wants to make sure I look good. So he hears what I say, and then he goes and demonstrates. And not always buying, does that mean you're demonstrating? But that's a good start.
Yeah.
And so he does that. And so I'm like you, and like I put myself back in the era of when I was single. And I remember right after David passed, it was like the holiday. And I was used to getting gifts and buying gifts.
Okay.
That happened to you too.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I guess I ain't gonna get no gifts for Valentine's.
Mine was like Mother's Day coming up, right?
Yeah. And then same thing that happened with Fuller, and it happens with our single people. And so we don't want them to feel like that's a sad day or anything. I'm just sharing with you guys. I understand what that is like to go through that, that loneliness. But then, so why do we get married? I mean, I like you. I didn't know that this was going to happen. First of all, you guys, why do people say that? First of all, it's like you got a second of all and a third of all. Most time you just got a first of all. So first of all, I remember when Fuller and I were seeing each other, I did not know, ladies, that this was going to turn into a relationship, an interesting relationship where he was going to ask me to marry him. Because I'm thinking, Bishop Fuller, first of all, stop asking me to call you Kenneth. Ain't nobody calling you Kenneth.
You still don't.
And so I was like, okay, what do I call you? And so I just said, you know what? I'm going to call you Fuller. And so from that, we still had not. Now, he may in the back of his mind months later said, you know what? I really like Darlene, but I was not thinking about marriage for the first time.
Right. I got you.
Now, in the other relationship, I sure wasn't thinking about getting married because I had saw somebody before Fuller. And then, but before that, I had been. But now, or as we were dating, I was like, okay, I don't know where this is going. So Fuller had to ask me, what are we doing? And so I love now, as we were planning the wedding, still didn't put it all together that I was actually getting married. I knew it's like I was on autopilot.
Like you're a dream.
And then all of a sudden, we're engaged in June. We planning a wedding by November. How did we come up with November? I guess we just didn't want to be without each other.
And when the holiday was coming, and I didn't want to be by myself another holiday and stuff.
He didn't want to be without me. You guys.
Right. That's right. I did. I wanted to share it with you, and it has worked out, though. That's the thing about it. It worked out. So it was the God thing.
It has worked out.
I love love. I mean, I just love love. And you ask me, why did I get married again? I'm not the single type. I want to go from woman to woman, date to date, trying to figure somebody's personality out. What do they like? I don't want to go through all that. So I don't have to go through all that. I know basically what you like. I miss it sometimes, but most of the time I'm on target, right size and everything. I get it right most of the time. Yeah. And so I enjoy making you happy. I just the whole thing about marriage, man. I mean, this thing called marriage, man, it's the bomb.
But it's easy.
I'm telling you, it's so much easier. It's so good.
It's easier this time around. Okay, you guys, when we start talking about this time around and all that, we're not saying anything about the previous. It's just we've learned a lot. Right. And so
I learned a whole lot.
Yeah. I mean, thank you. I always say thank you, Jean, for everything you taught Fuller.
I told you, Jean married a grown boy, and she made a grown man out of me.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, she did it too. Yeah. And so, but just the other day, Fuller and I were upstairs, and we're easy to accommodate each other. So like Friday night is our date night. So we typically go out to eat and do different things. And we both kind of looked at each other like, I don't want to go anywhere. And so we were sitting there, and I made a comment to Fuller. I said he had brought the dry cleaning home. Paige was sitting in the room with us. And I said, oh, babe, I said, oh, thank you for getting the dry cleaning. And he said, yeah, I hung it up over there in the closet. And I said, well, my shirts do go right over there on that side of the closet. And then my pants get hung up over there. I was kind of kidding around with him. He was like, yeah, I know. Like I said, I hung them right there where you can get to them. And we were both kidding with each other. Paige was over there watching this. She was hoping that we were kidding, and we were kidding around. So then Fuller breaks the ice and he says, Paige, this is basically our argument over some clothes on putting, because Fuller does, he brings the dry cleaning home, and he hangs it in one spot. And I'm thinking,
but most times I try to put them up. Most of the time, I didn't feel like it Friday.
Yeah. And so I was like, and I just was messing with Paige. It was like, my shirts go right there. My pants go like right next to it over there. He was like, yeah, I'll put it right where it needs to be. But just the fun. Once you find somebody you can have fun with. I was telling somebody the other day, with me and Austin, I took Austin back to Savannah College Arts and Design. He goes to school in Savannah. Yeah. And so taking him back, and we stopped by this great. So if you're ever in Savannah, not that we're trying to advertise, but we need to do a little advertisement up here. And so
the original pancake house.
Yes,
it's the bomb.
So we are sitting in there, and then the lady comes beside me, or she comes beside Austin. She's like, would you like some more cranberry juice? And he's like, yes, ma'am. And she and I looked at each other and said, they don't have no more conversation besides that. And she said, I know. And she said, like the son. I said, you could be kidding around. And I kid, she said, I know, they don't even act like they got no personality. Like everything is so serious. And that's where we were like, why everything got to be so serious?
So keep it lighthearted. We definitely keep it lighthearted.
Yeah, you guys still out there, okay? Make sure we straight. I have to check in my Facebook. What you want to say?
It's just easy, like Darlene always, not always, a lot of time make comments about my driving. Because she says, if a pothole in the road, I'm going to find it.
You're going to find it.
And then, so sometimes she'll be talking to me. I said, would you like to drive? Or I will say, get that other steering wheel out the dash and drive from over there. Because she's going to be making the comments. And so, but before, when I was married, I might have got offended, and said, and that's what I've learned, not to get offended by these small little things that means nothing. So I might have got offended before, but now once you lose a spouse or you might be divorced or whatever, you value that person and you value your relationship.
Yeah. And you know what? Some of the stuff that we spend so much time commenting on, there's some things. Let me say this. Because people look at us and they're like, oh, that is so cute. They don't ever argue. That ain't true. I get on Fuller's last, and there's times
we don't argue though.
We don't argue.
We don't argue because
now we have gotten upset with each other.
We gotten upset with each other, but before I argue and say something that I have no business saying, I'm going to be quiet. I shut it down. I ain't saying nothing.
Look, let me tell you.
Until I can approach you the right way, the way God would have me to approach you, not because Kenneth Fuller want to strike back. I'm going to put up the dukes and strike back, but I have to represent God in everything. I want Paige to marry a man like me. I don't want her to marry a man, a crazy kind of man, or somebody who's going to be abusive, or whether it's verbal, physical, or any way. So I want to demonstrate what a real man is, a godly man is. I want to be a gentleman so I can display this in front of her, because a girl don't normally marry somebody like her dad. And so I want her to have a great husband.
And Paige come right to full. She'd be like, they be secretly saying stuff to each other. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Because I'm going to find out. And so Paige would be like, Bishop Fuller. Yes, she still calls him Bishop Fuller. Austin says Pops. And we're okay with that. Right? Yeah. And so, but she'll say, Bishop Fuller, can I talk to you for a little bit? And today I had to say, Paige, You can't say everything to Pops. You don't have to start facing the music and tell me.
She don't want to talk to her mom because she knows she gonna get her. So she want me to soften the blow.
What are you doing? No, ma'am. And so, but I love this relationship. Oh, let me say this, because people do think that, you know, we have this perfect and all that. But Fuller, one thing that I had to we had to course correct. You don't know what I'm about to say, but Fuller still has a home in Fayetteville. So when Fuller felt like I wasn't listening to him, because I can always tell when he gets upset. He'll start saying, "Oh, okay, I guess that didn't matter," or, you know, he may suggest something to go do, and then I may say, "Oh, let's go try to do this." So I try not to do that. Try to just say, "Okay, what is it that you would like to do?" Because as women, most of the time we course correct a lot of stuff. Renelda, don't be talking about no pagey. Yeah, like Paige is just so innocent stuff, but that's Renelda, that's auntie. So anyway, so Fuller would say, you know what? I'm gonna go down to my house, my other house, and I was like, hold on, where you going? And that happens in relationships where somebody's walking out the door to say, I need some air. You don't need you can get some air. But I was trying to say to Fuller, that's not how we're going to start relationship. You can't run away from it. Just tell me what I did wrong. But darling, you always trying to be the boss.
Let me clear my throat. Let me clear my throat.
You always trying to be the boss. I even got a sign on my desk to say,
she was single so long, she's so used to doing everything herself, making all the decisions, and it ain't working with me.
No,
it ain't working.
I mean, I told y'all, he told me with no Paul, but I've learned a lot.
Hold on a minute, Pastor Baron Lewis, Pastor Kurt Arnold. Glad to have you. Hey, Lily, Hector Phillips.
Who is Lily?
It's Clem, niece.
Oh, hey, Lily. Yeah. And so, but okay, so look, Emily, you be styling all out on the Facebook. You be saying
Emily, definitely.
Yeah. So we got 5 more minutes. So, okay. Is there a word or some advice you can give to those that are married, aside from what you said about us and all of that? What is it that we can do to improve marriages? Because we're not going anywhere.
One thing outside of love is understanding. Know the person's heart and intentions. Try to understand, because some things about a person won't change. They've just been doing it so long. Yeah. Not that it's bad, but it might be irritating to you. And so you try to understand. So that's just cute. She didn't mean nothing by it. You know, so try to understand each other. Each other little quirks and personality flaws and character flaws, and try to understand. Because when you understand something, you're least likely to get upset. So that's
understand where you're coming from. Right. The other person is coming from.
That's right. Yeah. What the other person coming from. So you try to get that understanding, and you probably won't get upset as much.
Because it goes up to communication.
Right, and that's the other thing. As much as possible, communicate how you feel and what you feel. Now, I don't always tell Darlene how I feel, cute, how I feel at that moment. But I'll wait till later. It's something we need to talk about. Yeah. Because if I talk about it then, it's going to be in a tone. It may not, I might be doing everything right or saying right, but the tone could be bad. So I kind of just shut down. And I know you don't like that, but that I have to do that to protect myself in this relationship.
We'll do this. Hey, hold on. Did something just happen and I didn't know?
So I won't have to
do that again. Just wipe, just pat. And so, but and so I recognize the signs, and I know really you kind of know your spouse, and so you know what things rub them wrong. But I'm grateful for, hey, Kirk Arnold, that's good, Bishop. Understanding your spouse is key. Yes, and so we're understanding every day. We learn something, learn something new. The other thing that Fuller and I did, and it wasn't because we were trying to track each other, but we don't have any questions asked about where you been, where you going, blah, blah, blah. If you want to ever know, We just put the little
Locator.
iPhone, the locator. We just turn it on, but we ask our kids to turn it on as well. And
that's and Q explained that to make us up. You know, I've said okay. I said okay, but because I had nothing to hide, but I said okay, but she said, you know, in case something happened to you, I know exactly where you are. I know how to find you, so I want to be sure. And plus, at the beginning, I had because of my
blood pressure and all that stuff.
Because of my loss of my wife and daughter, and within a 3-month period, my blood pressure shot up, and I was having a few health challenges, and and the doctor said it was just stress, and so I guess that one of the reasons I want to make sure where I was, so you could get to me, and that's love. Yeah, that's love.
Yeah, and I think like what you said, as long as we understand where the person is coming from, it's not intended. You if you know your spouse, you know it's not intentional, you know, and you know their heart. Right. And so as long as I know the heart of the person, I know he's not saying it to be mean. I know he's not trying to make me feel bad. You know, I'm able to share a lot of things now, and just being married to Fuller that I probably should have shared a long time ago. And so, but I'm learning more about myself, and I can share, you know, like just the other couple of weeks ago when I talked about, you know, let's see, Joel Osteen talked about it on Sunday. Which is called healthy pressure. Okay. When pressure is applied, how do you respond? And so I was sharing with Fuller. I probably didn't share with him for the last month. And finally, he just looked at me and said, Darlene, you don't have to ask anybody else that or go and get a word from nobody. He said, I done told you who you are. And it wasn't in a bad way that he said it. He was just saying, I've already affirmed. I already know. You can keep going to other people to say, you know, this is what they said, you know, and then, oh, and that was a good word. And he said, I've already, and so I didn't take it like, oh, I can't talk about it no more. I don't need to keep talking about it because I already know. We've already established it. So, baby, thank you for that.
But, you know, I wasn't saying that I didn't want you to get a word from somebody else. Yeah. But you've heard this before, you know, and you don't need another confirmation. Yeah. We've always discussed this. We know the word and what the word say, and I just affirm what God has said to you. So you don't have to look for somebody else's approval or their opinion about that because it's settled. It's settled in heaven and on the earth.
Yes. Well, look, you guys, it is 6:30. We want to tell you guys that on next Monday, we have got a treat for you.
Yes, yes.
We've got some friends that acquaintances for me as I get to know them, but friends that Full have known for some time. We've got Marcus and Deanna. Deanna, did I say it right?
Huh?
Marcus.
Dewanna.
Jackson. They're going to be our guests.
That's Pastor Mac Jackson, who's a local state representative brother, and that's his brother, and Mac is one of my closest, dearest friends ever, forever.
But I'm going to give you a little bit of tip on it, so you can definitely come back and tell a friend. They got married. Marcus, right, lost a spouse.
Yes,
and ended up marrying his wife's best friend. That's all I'm gonna say about that. We're going to talk to them next Monday. So it's just a great conversation because some people are like, I hope he win the net. I bet not. You ain't going to ever, you know. And so Fuller, Gene told Fuller, you need somebody.
Right.
And so if it had been a best friend, if it had been somebody, she'd have been okay. But we get to talk to somebody who's done it. And so stay tuned for next week. We're going to talk to Marcus and Deanna Jackson. Dewanna. Lord, they'll help me with my advertising. But they hopefully they don't see this when I say that. But anyway,
it's time to go.
So you guys,
thank y'all for tuning in. We love you guys.
Yes.
Tell somebody, it might be a blessing to them. Yes. If it share it with someone. So we love you guys. My music ain't working. So
music ain't working, but okay, baby, we gotta dance it out. Papa don't take no mess. So we looking forward to seeing you guys. Hey, what's up, Linda, Murdaugh, RJ, Renee, and everybody else. Renelda, you know, Renelda been on a little comment and stuff. Linda, this is Teresa's sister. Remember Teresa?
DDY, Lady D. Good to have you again. Always
Yes.
very supportive.
So you guys,
Be
I got
wise.
to be out. I got orchestra practice. Y'all know how I go.
Okay.
Kirk on, everybody. We'll see you guys later. And share this with somebody. Y'all come back next Monday to hear from our guests. We'll talk to you guys later. We love you.
Hey, let me get a quick shout out.
Go do the shout.
Kurt Arnold, Pastor Arnold, does a Bible study
yeah.
at midnight on Wednesday called the Chop Shop. And if you're up and can't sleep, or you just a late night person, man, he got a word. And he's trying to, he's focusing on the millennials.
Mm-hmm.
But I tune in too, and
12
I
p.m.
get blessed. Yeah, and we definitely tune in when we're up, and we tune in. So give you a shout out, Pastor Arnold.
Yep. Thank you, Renelda, for tagging some folks. But Kirk Arnold, you guys see him right here. You can find him on Chop Shop. Come on,
Eternal Word.
Eternal Word.
Kurt Arnold.
Bad boy.
Yes, sir.
Bad boy.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you guys.
Yes,
we love you. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week. See you later.